welcome to another episode. Gas Network presents Sports for the Culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Melo,
Gruff Lion,
T-Boogie, man.
to the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
Hey, welcome back, man. Gas Sports for the Culture, man. I was off last week and got a chance to recharge my batteries, but I'm back. I'm your host for the night, T-Boogie. Blue Cup Boogie, got my blue cup with me, so it's gonna be a good night. But let me introduce the fellas, man. Top left.
At Bryce, XXV, Double I, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer. Y'all know the name. Another episode, we've been going crazy. Was it like 73 weeks straight? Man, a lot of people ain't done nothing for 73 weeks straight. We done gave y'all this show for 73 weeks straight. So give us our flowers, man. Let's get it.
Top right.
It's your boy D-Melo. And the only great thing that's going on up here in my Jersey State and New York area is not the fucking Giants or the bum-ass Jets. It's the Yankees, baby! Let them know. Hey, yo, Boston, you can lick my goose. We in there.
New York got Ja Rule and the Yankees. That's about it.
Hey, no, don't forget about no. We got 50 Cent and the Yankees. We don't got no Ja Rules in the Yankees.
Hey, they said 50 Cent building a Marvel universe for drug dealers. That's what I said. I thought that was pretty funny. But, hey, bottom left.
Hey man, shout out to all the loyal followers. You already know who I am. It's your boy Rome, aka Young Rome 22 on all socials. Shout out to everybody new that's watching on YouTube, following on Twitter. Hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. If this show is anything like the pre-show, then we are in for a fun night. Let's get this shit popping.
Hey, let's go, man.
Hey, hold up, bro. The pre-show would have got us all canceled. That's all I'm going to say.
Pre-show.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we gonna start it off right, and let's jump right in, man. I don't know if the viewers out there, everybody's saying it's been trending a little bit, but R. Kelly has been found guilty. Honestly, some of y'all out there probably surprised. I'm not surprised. Some of y'all probably surprised, man. How do y'all feel about this R. Kelly verdict, man? It's feel like he's been in the news forever, but he's finally guilty. How do y'all feel about this, man? Go ahead, jump ball. Somebody take it.
It's about time. Like, finally. It's crazy to me that this man got away with what he got away with for so long. It shows how much money and power can protect you when you're so obviously guilty of so many egregious things. But yeah, man, it's about time, man. It's short and simple for me. It's about time.
About time. And any other thoughts on the boy R. Kelly? What about you, G?
Can I still bump to R. Kelly or nah? Like, I gotta delete his catalog.
Fair question.
I'm asking.
It's valid.
There's some joints when you with your lady and you're riding in the Jeep.
Number, like, what are you playing here?
I'm saying I can't bump to I Believe I Can Fly when I'm down and out by myself in the shower. I believe I can fly. I believe I can test. You feel me? Or when your lady in your dream, right? And you got her, My mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes. You feel me? Can I bump to these or nah?
I don't know. Are you gonna play Age Ain't Nothing But a Number 2?
No! This is not Central America, baby. I ain't about to go to jail.
Central America. Hey, I don't know, man. I might let you get away with Remix to Ignition. I don't know. What about you?
It's either Remix to Ignition or Step in the Name of Love. They still playing that at the old head parties. They don't give a damn. But man, like I'm the type of guy, like this is obviously a sports show, right? And I've always been the type when it came to sports to separate the personality from the athlete. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm down to watch the athlete and just appreciate what it is they do on the field. And in most cases, I'm down to separate personality from the artist and just appreciate the art for what it is. But I feel like R. Kelly is kind of where you got to, not kind of, it's where you got to draw that line. You know what I mean? R. Kelly, I saw somebody asking on Twitter, they got blasted too. They say, why aren't people trying to give R. Kelly a second chance? But the man definitely got a second chance. He got a second chance after the Aaliyah situation. You got a second chance. What was that like 07 or 08 when he was about to get locked up for a minute the first time? My man is like a cat with 9 lives at this point, and somehow he just kept finessing his situations. But they got him now. Those protesters, they definitely won, and hey, man, deservingly so, man. R. Kelly did some heinous things. I ain't gonna lie though, bro. I'm sorry, bro. That little clip that's going around on Twitter when he like, I don't know how to hog tie nobody, bro. That's shit got me rolling, bro. Like, the fact that people even have to question you about hog tying a person just lets me know what type of time you are, man. R. Kelly, do your time, bro. Just do your time.
Do your time.
That man on demon time. That's crazy. I mean,
D-Money, one of our best commenters, he said, let's talk about these parents, though, who consented. If you're a parent and you consented to that, you really shouldn't be a parent. I think that, and I did watch a documentary. I ain't watch it all, but I watched a little bit of it, enough to know what was going on. And it felt like to me that some of these parents was getting tricked, man. Like some of these girls, they parent. But at the end of the day, how can you get tricked by R. Kelly? Like, that's like getting that's like getting tricked by the 3-card Monty. Like, come on.
It's some of a lot of the details surrounding R. Kelly dating back to the Aaliyah period is nasty. I mean, nasty. No up with it. I mean, I'm smiling, but not to make light of it. It's nasty. Some of the details I read. I don't know if y'all seen at least the transcripts from the closing statement. His lawyer was comparing them to like Martin Luther King and
yeah, that shit was ridiculous.
People, all of it's crazy. I don't know what the sentence will be, but whatever he gets, he deserves it. But I guess I'm gonna bridge the sports and the culture a little bit. Y'all think Deshaun Watson listen to R. Kelly?
Oh,
Terrible, bro.
Oh wow!
You know what? Deshaun Watson listens to R. Kelly while he's getting a massage. As a matter of fact,
maybe that's his trigger.
Allegedly.
He pops in remix to Ignition and like lower.
That's crazy.
Nah, man, stop, man. Hey, Deshaun Watson, I apologize that you was even mentioning that same breath as R. Kelly. T Boogie, you in your bag today. Please exit your bag, sir.
I don't know about y'all though, but the last thing on R. Kelly, man, for me, his legacy, you could talk about if you want to play his music and all that. You keep mentioning the remix to Ignition. I don't even remember that. I remember the Piss on You joint by Dave Chappelle, the remix to that joint. Like those are the songs that I think of when I think of R. Kelly, bro. Like Dave Chappelle bodied that man. I don't know how he made songs after that. Like I don't know how he got away with anything after Dave Chappelle made a whole stand up about how he was just peeing on people. Like,
I don't know about where we are now, like compared to when like Dave Chappelle was doing that. Like, if somebody was to come out with that now, people would be like, "That's not funny." That was hilarious though. You know what I mean? But nobody would think that's funny now.
I seen a video of R. Kelly in Ethiopia singing about, "Do you have your passport? And do you want to come to America?" This man is a whole ass predator. I've been smiling through this whole thing because I can't do anything else. Because R. Kelly, T said he deserves whatever sentence he gets. Fuck that. He deserves 10 more years from whatever the fuck he gets, bro. Like he deserves this. It is sickening, bro. Like,
so you're mad at the man he doesn't support illegal immigration?
He was asking if they had their shots, bro. Like he needs more. You know what? I'm not even gonna. You know what? R. Kelly's guilty. We're done with R. Kelly. It's a good day.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, was I wrong saying Bill Cosby though?
That's different.
What about Bill Cosby?
Free Bill Cosby. Like I was always a Bill Cosby guy, and I look at R. Kelly.
Hey,
that's the real bad guy.
G statements or G's alone. His thoughts and opinions are that of Gerardo only. I hold that to gas sports with a culture.
I mean, good point. It's kind of crazy, right? R. Kelly is in the industry, the entertainment industry in general, right? It's a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of women getting violated left and right. It's kind of crazy that R. Kelly actually went down because, I mean, we hear about people doing this stuff all the time, but R. Kelly actually got tried and convicted. So I thought that was a huge success. And maybe going forward, some guys don't do some of that stuff that they've been doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, that's a fact, bro. And it's like what R. Kelly did is heinous, bro. It's horrible. It's disgusting. It's
That's what I'm
sad
saying.
for the families. It's sad for the victims, you know. But T, I think you kind of bring up a segue into a pretty good point, which is like people have gotten away with not gonna say a lot worse, but people have gotten away with things that are just as bad in that industry. You know what I mean? I always go back to what is that dude? What is that old
Harvey
old
Weinstein.
director? Nah, not Weinstein. That old movie producer director dude that adopted the little
Woody,
girl from
Oh,
Woody Allen. Adopted the girl,
yeah.
divorced his wife, ended up marrying the girl that he adopted. It's like, what was your mind on the whole time? You know what I mean? Like, it's like I don't know, bro. It's just some wicked things that go on in that entertainment industry, and you know that's you gotta. At the end of the day, when these things come out, we can't be afraid to really judge these people harshly because it seems like some people get away with it, and some people get persecuted. They all deserve to be persecuted, and I am happy that R. Kelly is getting his just due in this situation, man, because he should be, like Rome said, man, give him 10 more years or whatever he got.
Him and the Booty Warrior gonna be best friends now. You remember? Y'all know what I'm talking about? The Boondocks and the Booty
Yeah.
Warrior. He like, I
I mean,
beat you and I want ya.
that's a true story, bro. That's a true story.
Yo, no cap.
that is a true story.
Him and the Booty Warrior about to be roommates.
I mean, whoever rooming with R. Kelly, man, that's a tough prison sentence to do, 'cause that's a wild guy. But let's
Yo,
switch this to football, man. Let's jump straight into the NFL. I want to do this thing in reverse a little bit. Let's start with Monday night. What are your thoughts? Cowboys, Eagles. Cowboys kind of ran away with that win. What are your thoughts? First reactions, like just off the top of your head. Go G.
Tyler's defense looking legit. Like the defense is like I thought it would have been a bad defense, but the defense is playing phenomenal. Diggs is looking good. What is his third or second year now in the league? The
Yeah,
dude is
man.
playing. He's playing legit corner ball. Like he's looking like a top 10 corner in this. And like I can't believe I'm about to really say this. Dallas is gonna run up with the division.
Hurts a bum, Eagles cheeks. Dallas is going to run the division. I can't disagree with any of that. Bryce, what do you think?
I'm not ready to give it to him just yet. We all know how the NFC East goes. You know what I mean? Like it could one. First of all, this is a week-to-week league. You know, I try not to get too hype or too down off of performance just one week because it's a week-to-week league. You know what I mean? With that said, I didn't get to watch the game start to finish, but I've seen enough now to know what happened. Dallas definitely has a potential to be a legit squad. You know, the question is, will it all hold up for them? Because I feel like although they have the potential to be legit, I also feel like they're one of those teams where just one component of that structure they have goes awry, that whole thing can crumble. I can see that happening. I mean, it did happen last year with Dak, right? Dak went down, and it was a wrap for the Cowboys, a complete wrap. Now, let's just say someone on that defense goes down with the key cogs, or you know, some sort of drama happens within the organization. Like, I don't know. We know it's Dallas. It's tendency for wild things to happen. One of their players could do something crazy. Next thing you know, it all goes downhill. I'm not trying to speak that into existence for anybody, but
What just happened with the guard? Remember the tackle?
right.
The drug
Yeah,
test?
it happened with college. Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, a couple more things like that, and we could be looking at, you know, the same old Cowboy squad. Now, I'm not ready to just crown them. I know how this NFC East works, man. I still think it's gonna come down to the last week. Giants look horrible right now at what 1-2, but I don't necessarily think they're out of the race. Oh, I'm sorry, 0-3, my bad. But I don't think they're necessarily out of the race though. I really don't. I really don't. Like this is NFC East, and like Dallas.
Bro, who we're gonna beat in the next 7 games, bro?
Listen, NFC
Nobody.
East is really going to come down to all the NFC East games. Dallas got one NFC East game. Washington got one NFC East game. That's all it's going to come down to. Because I don't see Dallas beating any of these big-time AFC squads that they're going to face, like the Bills or Chiefs, whoever else they face, you know. So we'll see how it works out. But I'm not completely sold on Dallas. But you're right. Trayvon Diggs is a dog. Shout out to the crib, man. He's from around the way. And
Giants got Saints, Cowboys, Rams next. I think that's 0-6. But hey, man, it's the NFC. 0-6, you can still get a playoff spot. But Rome, what's up, man? How you feel about that game last night?
I mean, that game last night didn't prove to me anything that I didn't already know. We could run the tape back from August when we did the our NFC picks. I actually picked the Cowboys. Against my Washington fandom, I picked the Cowboys to win the NFC East, which really shows how objective I truly am on this show. I still believe the Cowboys are probably going to win the NFC East. It's if we think about it, Washington won it last year at 7-9. We got Taylor Heineke at quarterback, and the defense that we were all hoping was going to be elite looks far, far from that. So Dallas just beat up on the Eagles. The Giants are 0-3. Bryce says they could still be in it. I'm not buying that. So yeah, Dallas is legit if you're talking about winning the NFC East. Now, if you're talking about Super Bowl contender, you're talking about making some noise in the playoffs, the Cowboys are far from that. Everybody keeps talking about their defense this, their defense that. That secondary outside of Diggs is still very suspect. Very suspect. You think they're going to hold up against Aaron Rodgers of the Kansas City Chiefs? They look great against Jalen Hurts, but it's Jalen Hurts. Like, let's be serious here. That Cowboys defense is very fraudulent. I can't wait till we get to week 7, like my man in the comments said, and we start to see how fraudulent that defense is when they start to lose steam. I'm not saying that they don't have some great players, some individual players on there, but as a whole, that defense is definitely still suspect in my eyes. But yeah, Dallas is legit as far as it comes to winning the NFC East. But if we're comparing them to the Buccaneers or the Rams or something, the Packers, like let's get serious. Dallas isn't going any further than winning the NFC East.
No further than the NFC East. I mean, winning the NFC that's an accomplishment, right? That's pretty good.
It is.
I guess I watched the game. I didn't really learn anything. Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni or whatever the coach name is. I don't really believe in the Eagles and what they're doing. Do like what Dallas is doing. They have a bunch of young dogs. I didn't even realize they went all defense in the draft for the most part. Michael Parsons is a dog. I think they're a really young team, and they have a lot of good energy, and I think that's what's carrying them right now. So I think they could make a run. They got as much of a shot as Tom Brady and the boys. I mean, they have as much off. They got as much off. There's a couple teams in the NFC that can flat out score. Arizona, Tampa Bay, Dallas, Minnesota. They can put points up. Now, and the Rams. It looks like the Rams. But somebody's got to play a little defense. And I don't know which team's going to step up, but somebody's going to –
the Rams.
I don't know. Let me rebuttal this real quick. But you guys can't look what Dallas did against the Chiefs. I mean, the Chargers. And the Chargers just beat the Chiefs this weekend.
Yeah, what's up?
Did the Chiefs lose this weekend?
Did who lose?
The Chiefs.
Yeah, they lost.
To the Chargers, right?
Yeah.
And who beat the Chargers the week before?
Dallas beat them.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying.
They beat them down to the wire. You know, I mean, but at the end of the day, the Washington football team played the Chargers tough. Do I think that they got a chance to get against the Chiefs? And then I think another thing that's getting a little overlooked is I think the coaches looked at this season with the extra game, like in the lack of a preseason, one preseason game less. I think the coaches really looked at this first game, these first couple games, like a feeling out period. I know a lot of coaches in the NFL, they kind of divide the season into quadrants, right? You got the first 4 games, the second 4, third 4, fourth 4, right? And you're kind of looking at them like 4 separate seasons, when it's only 16, 17 games in a season, it's hard to picture it the same way you picture an 82-game NBA season. But really, it's the same thing. Just, the math is just a little different. It's just 16. So you got to look at those first 3 or 4 games. You kind of try to find yourself. And I think that Dallas seemed to be the first team in the NFC East that's found itself. But I don't think that, like, the other teams, minus the Eagles, I think the Giants will find themselves. I think Washington will eventually find themselves. I just think that the Eagles, we learned a lot about them last night. I learned more about the Eagles last night than I did about the Cowboys. I'll say that.
I mean, I completely disagree. I think good teams destroy bad teams. That's exactly what the Cowboys did. That's exactly what my 49ers did not do. So I'm going to give the Cowboys credit for that. The Giants were all beat up.
Bro, we suck. We suck. We can't, we can't get lucky if the shorty gave us a hotel key to the room and she's naked there. Or whatever the Giants are into, we can't do nothing. Nothing. Bro, oh my God. Last Sunday was the first time we had all our offensive weapons on the field. This was like every quarter someone would get hurt.
I know one thing. The fact that the Eagles, the reason I say I learned a lot more about the Eagles is because when you got a division game, when you're playing games in your division, they're supposed to be close games. I don't care what team in the NFC East is playing which team. Year after year, we see it. The Washington be having a terrible season. Soon they get the Cowboys, it's a nail biter. The Eagles could be on fire, but they get the Giants, a Giants team that's playing bad, and the Eagles will take the L. Like, this is your division. Like, you're supposed to have more intel about these teams than anybody else in the league. Every division game is supposed to be tough. I don't care who's going against who. And for you to come out in a division game and get blown out like that, that tells me a lot about your team. That tells me that your squad is actually trash this year. And, Scruff Lion, he's talked a lot about Jalen Hurts. But all I ever said about Jalen Hurts, I like him, but he's inaccurate. And that inaccuracy not going to win you games in the NFL.
You know what I said. He's not a quarterback. But the coaching staff did not help this young guy. I've never seen a team take a young quarterback and say, you have to make every single play. I mean, handing the ball off to running backs 2 to 3 times, like, that's inexcusable. Those are mad. That's how I play Madden. I'm going to throw everything.
That's how he coaches. If you saw, remember the game against the 49ers, he went for it on 4th down after they had that big play. I mean, he's rookie coach, basically a rookie quarterback who's inaccurate. The Eagles aren't even really worth our time. We can save that for when Scruff's here and he wants to get picked on about a Philly squad like he does with Ben Simmons. I'm more interested and still stuck on T's comments about Dallas like being able to compete with Tampa Bay. They have as much chance as Brady and the boys. First of all, that is ridiculous. Yeah. You realize that without those 2 drop passes and those that turned into interceptions, Tampa Bay blows Dallas out. They blow Dallas out the water. Dak isn't competing with Brady. If they have a rematch, you're taking Dallas. If Dallas plays Green Bay, you're taking Dallas. If Dallas is up against the Cardinals right now, you're taking Dallas.
If Dallas plays Green Bay, I'm taking Dallas.
No, I'm not.
Come on, bro.
No,
Dallas is not up there with them elite teams. They're not up there with the elite teams at all.
Green Bay's not even elite. I'm not taking
it. Offensively, Dallas doesn't really have a weakness. If they want to run the ball, they can run the ball. If they want to pass, if they want to air you out, they can air you out. It's defensively. I mean, Marcus Lawrence is hurt, but I think Gregory and Parsons and another guy, but they've been able to get to quarterbacks. If you know what,
I don't think that Dallas doesn't have weaknesses on offense. I just think it hasn't been exposed. Like, I don't look at that offense. I mean, they got a good deep passing game, and CD Lamb is just an automatic. Isn't Amari still hurt? Was Amari back last game?
Nah, he was out there.
He played. See, I didn't watch the whole game. I kind of just saw clips. But I ain't ready to say that Dallas is just an unstoppable offense, bro. Like, Dak has his moments when he's great, but a lot of those big time Dak games have been playing from behind, so it's been necessary. I'm
telling you, Dallas is one of them teams that beats up on lesser talent and they look great and everybody hails them as this incredible elite team. They beat the mess out the Eagles on Monday Night Football, and now national media and apparently Blue Cup Boogie, well, I don't know what's in that cup tonight, bro. They want to put the Cowboys on it. Maybe it's because it's a blue cup, but you want to put the Cowboys on this crazy pedestal that they're not really on. And when they play higher competition, the Buccaneers or the Chargers, they don't dominate and they don't look that good. So I have no idea why we want to put them on this pedestal.
They scored 29 points, lost to the Buccaneers by 2, beat the Chargers, who just beat the Chiefs, and then they blew out a bad
and a nail biter.
They really should have won that game too. I did watch that game.
They did what they were supposed to do. I mean, it took Brady a late game comeback to win. I mean, it wasn't like Dallas was getting
Brady. It took Brady overcoming Leonard Fournette's mistake, Ronald Jones's mistake. That's what it took. It took the Buccaneers getting out their own way.
Hey, doesn't matter. You got to line up and play football, and a 2-point win is a 2-point win. Say what you want. Say what you want. But I think Dallas has enough to go to the playoffs and at least win one game. At least.
Bro, is this the Washington football team loving you that you're not gonna give Dallas the prospects this week?
I said they were gonna win the NFC East, bro. Like we're the reigning champs right now. Like we're the reigning champs. Bryce is still holding out hope. I'm saying Dallas got it. I'm being objective here.
I still think the NFC East is open, bro. I'm not saying that Washington's gonna win. I still think it's an open race, man. I'm not giving it to Dallas just yet. I'm just not. I've seen this story too many times. I've seen this too many times in the NFC East, bro.
He's not wrong.
Dallas will mess around and lose in New York. Hey, G, I'm telling you, you will be happy as hell when you come back here. Dallas will mess around and lose to the Giants. Watch.
Bro, don't give me that kind of hope, bro. You don't know how mad I gotta be wearing a fucking glad bag on my face every Sunday from here on out to a win. Like, it sucks. Like, Daniel Jones is looking legit. He's looking good, but we just suck. We lose to the Falcons.
Make sure it's a paper bag and not a glad bag, because then, we're going to have to call 911 for you, bro.
At this point, I want to suffocate. At this point, I'm suffocating right now.
The Falcons are horrible. The Giants are horrible. Let's talk about some good teams, man. Watch the Ravens struggle. I think, did y'all see that? Ravens struggle with Detroit.
Here we go. T with the big narratives right here. Here we go.
I just wanted to talk how great that field goal was.
That was amazing. That was actually the best field goal of all time. Not only just because he made a 66-yarder, but the way it hit the crossbar and that jump flipped in, bro. I don't even get hyped. I only get hyped for my team, bro. Like, that's the type of dude I am. I watch football with a stale face when it's not my team. I'm not jumping up and down, maybe on the Super Bowl, but I'm not jumping up and down. I'm not getting hyped. But when that ball hit the crossbar and then and I saw it hit the net, I was going crazy. I'm like, wait, what am I doing? I'm not a damn Ravens fan. Hold on, let me compose myself. But that shit was just a wild moment, bro. Shout out to Justin Tucker. I'm almost ready to say he's the best kicker of all time, man.
He is.
That was my next question. Is Tucker the best kicker of all time?
Yes.
I still give it to Vinatieri.
I'm going Vinatieri. Vinatieri's had way too many clutch kicks. I mean, Tucker is in the conversation.
He had bigger moments, but who has the longest kick? That's some of the longest kick is Tucker.
Bro, but all that matters to the kicker is how you perform in those big moments. I can't take it away from Vinatieri because he was given the big moments. Like, he came through with the clutch. Bro, Tom Brady owed about 3 of his rings to Vinatieri.
Yeah. Vinatieri kickstarted Tom Brady's legacy.
Yo, don't tell the Patriots that, or Tom Brady fans that. We might get canceled just for that alone.
Hey, how do y'all feel about my man Kirk Cousins, Captain Kirk?
Bro, I said it last week on the show, bro. Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback, bro. Like, I don't know why he gets so much hate. I think a part of the hate is a lot of reason he got hate in Washington too. He's kind of corny, man. The dude is a cornball, bro. Like, he's not creative. Like that. It's like he don't got that. His fire sometimes it seems manufactured. You know what I'm saying? It don't come natural to him. The leadership, the role, the swag, it don't really come natural to him. But you know what he can do? He can read the hell out of a defense. And he doesn't have a rocket arm, but he knows when to get guys the ball. He throws with great timing. Always threw with great timing in Washington. And he's smart. He's smart. Like, it was one play last week in Minnesota. Kirk Cousins had a bootleg, you know what I mean? And usually when quarterbacks have a bootleg, if that edge rusher comes free, the quarterback's getting blown up on that bootleg because they're not even looking for that edge rusher. But like, Kirk Cousins turned his head so quick, saw the edge rusher, and the ball was out of his hands. Like, he didn't even complete the bootleg. As soon as he turned, he just got rid of the ball. Like, that awareness, bro, you can't teach it, man. You either got it or you don't. And Kirk Cousins got that.
Yeah, I only brought it up because I watched Washington get boat raced by you know what I'm saying, Josh Allen, and Taylor Heineke was out there throwing picks. So I just wanted to segue from praising Kirk Cousins into talking about Taylor Heineke. So tell me more about the football team this week.
What, that was not in the production sheet. None of that. None of that was texted in the group chat. None of that. Like, this is all off the cuff right here. This guy, number one Washington hater. Look, Bryce, I don't know, Bryce. Are you throwing this question to me, Bryce? What you want to hear?
Either one of you guys, go ahead, jump in, man. How do you feel about Washington this week against Josh Allen and the boys?
I mean, I'll keep it objective, man. It was flat out embarrassing. Me and Bryce were talking about it through text. This is all time one of the worst performances
outside of the group chat.
Yeah. It was a hater-free zone.
You feel like we cheating on the group chat team?
It was a hater-free text zone. You feel me?
No,
hey, see, we text outside the group chat, but yeah, whatever. We all talk football. We all talk.
telling on your side Jones now, bro? You telling on your side Jones? This is what you do?
Hey, Rome is a
Live
whore
on
out here.
air?
Damn, Rome.
You never know who I'm texting, bro. I'm texting people right now. So, but look,
Hey.
it was a terrible performance by Washington, man. I don't know what you want me to say. The defense was supposed to be elite, and then you give up 43 points. That is a far cry from elite. It is actually not even football. It's a joke. No professional team should be letting up 40 burgers. I don't give a damn what the rules are now. You get paid millions of dollars to stop the other team, stop the other damn team. Washington can't get off the field on third down. Chase Young had a quote in the media. He said, "If you see anybody bullshitting, let me know." Well, Chase Young, I see a lot of people bullshitting. I see 11 people bullshitting on defense. I see 11 people bullshitting on offense. So I'm letting you know. Hopefully, you watch the show. They all need to get it together. Is at the point where you call into question the coaching. I was watching the game. I'm looking like, Del Rio, you got too much talent on this defense to not get any third down stops. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say, T. It was a terrible, terrible performance, but it was a week 3 performance. And to your Kirk Cousins point, you ask about Kirk Cousins. You remember the movie What About Bob? What about Kirk? To me, Kirk Cousins is right there in that category with Matthew Stafford. We want to crown these guys in week 3. Week 3. Holler at me in January. Let me know what Matt Stafford and Kirk Cousins are doing come playoff time. I believe one of them will be there. I don't know how many games will win. The other one will be at home. Bryce alluded to it earlier. The NFC East is still wide open. And if any team, I believe we said this last season, if any team has the best chance to turn things around in the NFC East, it's the Washington football team. You look at the Eagles that are down. Jalen Hurts ain't getting that together. We already talked about the Giants. They're not getting that together. Washington will still be in the mix. I picked Dallas. I still think Dallas is going to get it. But Washington will certainly be in the mix. So while this was a terrible week 3 performance, it's just week 3.
Week 4 will be easier for you guys. You have the Falcons away.
Come on, man, stop it. Hey, but Rome makes a great point, man. It's 3 weeks into the season. Like I said, man, you gotta look at the season in quadrants. And this first 4, the first 3 so far, Washington hasn't been impressive, but they got a chance to go 2-2 in the first 4. Now they have to. It's almost a must-win in Atlanta. But I'll say this: from weeks 2 to 4 last season, Washington surrendered 95 total points. 95 total points in just 3 weeks. That's a horrible defense, right? But they finished top 5 in defense. The defense is the reason Washington is letting so many people down because everybody came into the season with so much hype. But they started off last year terribly on defense. They're doing the same thing this year. We'll see if they can turn it around. Maybe, maybe not. But I don't think they'll be as bad as they've shown so far. But I'm definitely not expecting I think I gave them 8 to 9 wins. That was my prediction, and now it's looking more like 7, more like a 7-10 season. But they can still get 8 and 9 as a chance. But I mean, it's gonna be
Don't forget to say best case scenario 12 wins, get 12 wins.
That was best case scenario. Man. I prefaced that with the best case. It's like, best case scenario, I'm a millionaire, but I'm going to get a couple million, you know what I'm saying?
My man had the audacity to say, we're going to win 12 games. My man had his chest up high, hat off. We're going to win 12 games.
Okay, wait. B, that's disrespectful, B. It's definitely not Terry McLaurin, bro. Terry McLaurin is top 10 receiver in the NFL, bro. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah, who's man? Who is in the comments right now, yo?
Hey, that's my boy.
Right there.
Somebody dropped McLaurin's stat in the group chat, said Terry's played with like 10 quarterbacks in 31 games, and Michael Thomas played 31 games with Drew Brees, and the numbers were about the same.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Terry's like top 13 through 30 games. He's top 13 all time in receiving yards and I think touchdowns. So
I mean,
you can't really disrespect McLaurin. He's getting it done with a cast of characters, man. He's still getting it done.
Look. If we start looking at the stats, 31 games in the first quadrant, and I'm just trying to do all this algebra like you've been doing all over the show tonight. All that math, X equals mid. All right, he's not a win in this league. All right. X equals
Okay. You know what? You're right, T. You're right. You got to win in this league. So let's talk about the Sunday night game. Let's talk about the Green Bay Packers traveling to San Fran. Aaron Rodgers finally got to have a game, in the place that he wanted to play. He said he wanted to play there in the offseason. He got a chance to play there. He looked pretty damn good. Thoughts?
My only thought after
It's
watching,
getting muy picante.
we got a rookie first year defensive coordinator. This is the first quadrant of the season.
Oh, you doing algebra now? Stepping up the pre-count, man. Come on, man. Like, damn, P.
We were running some sort of isosceles triangle prevent. We let Devontae get up the middle. You know what I'm saying? He covered all the circumference and diameter. All the math didn't work, man. Pythagoras wasn't in our favor. So, we lost. We lost.
Hey, yo, T, solve this equation. Aaron Rodgers in 34 seconds. What does that equate us to?
That a W.
Was 34. That's hilarious.
So I'm not even mad at that game because a lot of the 49ers fan base, they want to see Trey Lance. They really hate Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy battled back from down 17-0 with a non-existent running game. And he for all intents and purposes, he won the game. Now, we're not rebuilding these hands.
Hey, D-Money, they'll be rebuilding by next week, man.
We not rebuilding. We in the building. But, I mean, that's not a horrible loss. I wish we would have went 3-0. We got Seattle this week. If we can beat Seattle, they'll be 1-3. But I don't know, man. That was a tough pill to swallow. But I kind of knew they left too much time on the clock. 12 seconds left. They scored a touchdown. They could have ran it down. Bad coaching. We lost on coaching.
Hey, I thought Kyle Shanahan was one of the best coaches of all time, though.
Not a defensive coordinator. If you score over 30 points and lose, that's on the defense.
How many times have y'all done that this season now? That was just once, right?
Just one.
Y'all almost did blow it to the Lions, though. I'm just saying. That was a close
one. Hey.
Yeah, see how his squad had a rough game against the Lions too, but notice that shade earlier on Lamar Jackson.
Hey, but the Lions not as bad as we thought it was going to be. I think when we did over under, we hinted it a little bit. Lions are not that trash, man. They're not good.
Aren't as good as people think they are, and the Lions are a bad football team. Like bad football teams find a way to lose. They lost on a 66-yard field goal. That's not luck. That's not coincidence. That's the universe telling you guys the Lions are still bad.
But I feel like the Ravens with nobody but Lamar, they're gonna be in a lot of close games, and Lamar's gonna be able to pull a lot of those games out of
nobody but Lamar. They still have Andrews. They still have Hollywood. Like
they have that's the list.
Whoa, Hollywood is
They got Andrews, they got Hollywood, but come on, bro. They're a running team. They lost all their running backs. They've lost multiple pieces on the defense. Let's be honest, bro. The Ravens are a decimated ball club, but you still got Lamar Jackson and whatever. I don't know if they do wins above replacement in the NFL, but he's got to be high, bro, because he's still gonna be able to get you a W if he's out there. That's all you need is Lamar.
Lamar wins about at the same rate Jimmy Garoppolo wins, but
what are you talking about?
Whoa.
Okay. Technically, maybe, but if you're talking about the reason for winning. He's never the reason for winning the same way Lamar is the reason for winning, bro. That's so misleading to say that. Come on, bro.
If you want to crown Lamar, crown him. He's not.
I already crowned him, bro. Lamar's that dude, bro. I already crowned him, bro.
Hey, honestly, he's a dark horse for MVP right now, in my opinion. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but
he was 31-4 against the whole league. The only team he had 3 or 4 L's to was the Chiefs, bro. And he got past them now. The same team that barely beat the Lions beat the Chiefs. Like Lamar's the type of dude he can beat anybody at any given time, bro.
So do you guys feel like, I don't know if you watched the game, I watched some of it. You feel like Lamar has taken a step forward this season?
I wouldn't say that because the man was already MVP, bro.
The man
has already been, in my opinion, elite, bro.
Again, it's week 3.
How many great quarterbacks have really won Super Bowls? It's not like every quarterback that was a great quarterback got a Super Bowl. A lot of them, but Dan Marino is one that always comes to mind. Great quarterback that never got it done.
Been the prom queen, like a lot of them.
There's a lot of let's put it like this. There's a lot of great quarterbacks that haven't got it done. Lamar's 24 years old, 24, 25, already got an MVP, and he's 32-8 in his first 40, bro. Stop, bro. Your hate is misguided, sir. It is.
Yeah,
It's official.
Lamar is that dude.
Take out P for Lamar and LeBron James.
So
What is it? What is these people else that you hate?
Telling me right now you'll take Josh Allen. You'll take Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Yes.
I'll give you that. You take Lamar Jackson over Kyler Murray?
Yes.
Yes.
You're personally yes.
Yes, bro.
I just wanted to see where we were as a group. All right.
Now the one that's a questionable, I gotta keep it a buck. Lamar or Justin Herbert, I gotta start thinking a little bit because Justin Herbert.
Lamar.
Justin Herbert.
Give Lamar those kind of receivers.
To really be that dude, man. I might have been asleep on him just a little bit.
You beat Washington on you. That's all that is.
No. Justin Herbert really gets it done, bro. He just beat the Chiefs. Like I watched him get it done again, bro. Like
Herbert is top 10. Herbert is definitely a top 10 dude right now.
And that's based off potential for real. That's not really based off what he is right now. But really, bro, outside of Pat Mahomes and Brady, I'm not taking nobody over Lamar for real, bro. Like Lamar Jackson.
Whoa.
Russ.
You're not taking Aaron Rodgers?
Russ.
You're not taking Aaron Rodgers over Lamar?
Yeah, my bad. I gotta take Aaron Rodgers. I gotta take Aaron Rodgers.
Elite quarterback.
Questionable though, but I gotta take it.
Bring this conversation back. Matt Stafford.
No.
Hey, so
over Lamar? Hell no.
Over Lamar, no.
Matt Stafford or Lamar? That's not even a real question.
I'm not saying Matt Stafford or Lamar. I'm saying
is Matt Stafford like how is he looking this season? He's looking like an MVP. Scruff was raving about him in the group chat, which is really how this originally got brought up. I think Scruff is sick. You know, Eagles got beat down. I'd be under the weather too. You know, me and Bryce braved it out after our team got pooped on. G was on here after we beat him by a last second field goal, put the bag on his head. But you know, Eagles fans, Phillies fans, you know, they get a little sensitive. You know, they got to take a night off. But it's all good. You know. But yeah, Matt Stafford, man. Yeah, if you're familiar with the show, you know how I feel about Matt Stafford. These guys try to tell me he's elite. They try to tell me he's an MVP caliber guy. I think he has a great arm, but I don't see this eliteness, and I'm still not really seeing it. It's week 3. I think he had a great game against the Bucks and Brady, but is Matt Stafford my MVP? He's in the conversation, but I wouldn't give it to him.
What about Cooper Kupp? Is he your MVP? He leads the league in receiving.
I'd probably put Cooper Kupp ahead of Matt Stafford in the race.
He's throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're just giving all the quarterbacks the love now. Nobody else can win the award.
You can't catch
a pass. You can't say that about Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was the man before Stafford got there.
Yeah, and now he's on top of the league. So what does that tell you about quarterback play?
It tells you a lot, but what does it tell you if 2/3 of Stafford's yards are going to Kupp?
Let's put it like this, man. In this same system, bro, under the same coaching tutelage, Jared Goff went to the championship. How great is Jared Goff? Do you love Jared Goff? Because y'all be shitting on Jared Goff. You know what I'm saying?
Almost beat Lamar Jackson. He should have beat him.
But I'm saying,
he also almost beat Jimmy G.
You don't really like Jared Goff. What I'm saying is, for me to be like Matt Stafford is really that dude, you got to do better than what Jared Goff did in L.A. I need to see you do better than what Jared Goff did in L.A. Then I'm gonna be like, you know what, Matt Stafford, you the man. But at this point, he ain't even beat out Jared Goff with L.A. resume yet. So make it to a Super Bowl, then all right, Matt, you've been that dude. Matt numbers is undeniable, bro. It just he never done nothing with those numbers. The numbers are there though; they always been there, bro. But you ain't do nothing with Calvin. You ain't make no runs with Calvin. That's almost inexcusable, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's almost inexcusable. Let's keep it above. Matt Ryan made a run with Julio. You ain't making a run with Calvin?
Certain cities you can't win in. Detroit, Washington, the Jets. You can't win in certain cities.
I don't buy that, bro.
Tell me.
I got a question.
Explain to me why the Washington football team is playing so terrible on defense. Because
I literally broke it down. They was playing the same way on defense to start last season. Now, if they play like this for 17 games, I'll be like, T, you were right about this one, buddy. But if they don't, you might owe me another dub, T. And I think I'm undefeated in taking your dubs, sir. I think I'm undefeated in taking your dubs. Just saying, man. He ain't never got a dub above me.
We might have
I think you owe me a dub right now, but we're gonna keep that on the hush, man.
I've been
more mischief talk, guys.
Dub back. That's because Detroit, man. Your man.
You wait to bet your dub back. I know what time you are. You try to get your dub. You try to double or nothing me. I know how that goes.
You trying to ask bet?
You know it. That's the only way. That's the only way. That's how you get your money back. You bet till you win. Hey, any other things from this week that y'all want to talk about? Anything I missed? Matchup.
Okay.
Any big games? I know Thursday night is the Jaguars and the Bengals.
The big game coming up this week that I want to hear everybody's thoughts on real fast is Brady going back to New England.
Yeah.
How do you think that's going to play out? Personally, I think he's going to run it up. I don't think he's going to be too emotional about none of it. Knowing him, he's probably going to be locked in and just throwing up and just blowing up the score. I hope so because he's on my fantasy squad in our fan league. So which I just beat Bryce in. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Brady?
Hey,
did you have to mention that? Did you have to mention that?
Yeah, I had to take a quick jab.
Hey, but you know what? I wonder about the Patriots since we kind of getting on them. I wonder if they regret letting Cam go because the boy Mac Jones, bro. He's got potential, I believe, but hasn't been a great showing so far. And I know my guy Bill Belly. Bill Belly not about taking losses, bro. Bill Belly is not about tanking, bro. He's just not with it. So I wonder if he kind of regrets letting Cam go.
It's a good point. But if we look around the league, every young quarterback is struggling. Even the second guys.
Yeah, they are.
So I mean, but just my thoughts on that game alone, I think, of course, Brady goes.
That's a Herbert ball.
Yeah, he's balling. I think Brady comes back and he destroys New England. I can't see it any other way. Anybody should be able to stop Brady. Should know his flaws, weaknesses. It should be Belichick. So if Brady actually runs the score on them boys, you know what time it is. You know Brady is the GOAT of all GOATs. I mean, he's already the GOAT, but he might be the GOAT of all sports if he, continues on this path.
Yo, he might be the least athletic GOAT of all sports of all time. I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah. He probably is definitely the most least athletic, but when it comes to that mentality, that winner mentality, that like Kobe Bryant type, that Michael Jordan type, Tom Brady definitely has that mentality, and I expect that to be on display Sunday night.
Ooh, I didn't know that was a Sunday night game. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good one. And it's
going to be a show. I think the moment is going to be way too big for Mac Jones, man. I think, Bryce, you hit the nail on the head, bro. This is the kind of game you want an experienced quarterback for. Cam Newton was probably the guy that could have took this L and been all right. It's going to be a tough one for Mac Jones to swallow. But hey, on the flip side, if they
hey, your man Rome is a wild boy tonight. You trying to get canceled for real, man. Calm down over there, bro. Spicy Rome in the
His
building.
words. Ensalada muy picante.
Out in New England these days. But no, that probably really is the game of the week. I'm looking at the list right now. I don't see any big ones. I think Washington has a must win on their hands already. Arizona and the Rams for the winner of the division. That's going to be a big one. The Ravens versus the Broncos. Broncos are 3-0. I think that could be a good game. Trying to see nothing else really here. Philly got the Chiefs. Chiefs coming off a bad loss. Philly's going to lose again. Yeah, I don't know. That's 49ers Seahawks. I mean, I think the whole NFC West is a tough division. So 49ers Seahawks, Arizona Rams. Couple good games this week. Couple good games.
Who the Raiders are playing this weekend?
You said Vegas?
Yeah.
Was that the Raiders? I'm from the old school.
Yeah.
Who the Raiders?
The Raiders have
Chargers, right?
Hold on. Give me a second, man. The Blue Cup talking to me.
They got the Chargers.
Yeah.
Bro, the Raiders.
That's the game I want to watch.
The Raiders are definitely one team that surprised me a little bit, man. Like,
0-3-0?
Raiders
3-0, and they played some tough teams, bro. It's not like they just 3-0 with cupcakes. Like, I'm not ready to say the Raiders are legit. I'm not ready for that because I mean, I don't know. I still got questions about that defense. But Trayvon Mullen has been balling. Darren Waller at the tight end, bro. He's top 3, and he's not 3 if you ask me.
I mean, the Raiders have a offensive attack that kind of reminds me of the Chiefs a little bit. Not as creative and not as dynamic, but you have a guy on Ruggs that can stretch the field, and you have to have somebody over top of him. And then it just allows Waller to eat and eat and eat. And then you got a running back you hand the ball to. So I think the Raiders can pose a few problems for people, but I'm not buying into John Gruden just yet.
Hey, this was dropped in the group chat too. I thought it was interesting, and it was an AFC West or NFC West comparison. What do y'all think is the tougher division?
NFC
I
West.
said it. The AFC West. I said it 2 weeks ago. The AFC West was the tougher division. Was the better division now?
I mean, we're sitting here debating if the Raiders are legit. There's no frauds in the NFC West. You don't want to play anybody out of the NFC West.
I don't know, man. I don't believe
I don't know.
too much. And the 49ers, yeah.
But no, I think I'm with you, T. I still think the NFC West is tougher. I mean, come on, Seattle's 1-2. How long do we think that's gonna last? We know they're gonna go on a run. I do believe that the 49ers are a tough out no matter who they playing. That defense always gonna show up. They always got potential to make big time plays on that end. I'm not ready to crown the AFC West yet. I still think the Chargers, Justin Herbert looks good. I don't think it's his time just yet to be running the league yet. I don't think he's that good yet. And he got that potential, but I don't think he's there just yet. And then, like you said, man, the Raiders, are we ready to crown the Raiders, bro? Not yet. They've been impressive through 3, but let's see them through 7. You know what I'm saying? They doing the same thing through 7. Then I give them a little more respect. But,
my boy C. Holt is definitely ready to crown them Raiders and put some respect on my man Derek Carr's name.
Shout out to Scribble, man.
Put some respect on Derek Carr's name. Hey, all right. So I guess we got through week 1 and week 2. Let's shift gears a little bit. The NBA, there's been a lot of buzz going around about the COVID stuff. A couple guys have spoke out. I know Bill said he's not getting the vaccine. Jonathan Isaacs, I think he's on the Magic, said, he's not getting it, and he gave a really smart answer. But how do you guys feel about the NBA and this COVID stuff, man? Like, what's your take on it? What's your thoughts?
Well, if you're getting paid millions of dollars, y'all all signed a bargaining agreement, collective bargaining agreements. You should take the COVID shot. At this point, just take it. Look, it's 80% of the leagues already taking it already. At this point, King James took it. It was missing. The only big superstar out of all of this that I heard was Kyrie Irving that might want to retire because of this COVID shot.
King James is probably at a high risk age, so it's probably best he takes that.
This guy, T.
Right.
I mean, T,
did King James dunk on you?
Can he dunk on me?
Did he dunk on you when y'all used to play high school together? When we used to come and travel, traveling. Did he dunk on you? That's why you hate on him this much?
No, sir. I don't know if he would have been injured if he tried to dunk on me.
T never been dunked on, never been scored on, never been crossed up. Never had the ball stolen from him. Man, T said, y'all never had the ball stolen from me.
On TV? Nobody that ESPN is saying the next big in front my mom kept me like that. I couldn't get dunked on in front of my mom. Now, if you caught me slipping at the park, that's one thing. But no.
Oh man, hey Brooks, bro, you in your bag with the comments. Isaac capping for his MAGA fans. I remember Isaac did have that little moment with the kneeling of the anthem or something where he was like, "I'm always gonna stand for the anthem." But nah, man, this COVID stuff, bro. This is my opinion on it, man. I got it to each his own philosophy in life and damn sure in COVID. Do what you feel comfortable with, and let's stop judging people for the decision that they feel comfortable with. Like, this all happened very quickly, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say who's right and who's wrong, but there's one thing that we can't debate is this happened quickly. The vaccine got rolled out quickly, you know what I mean? Like, the whole pandemic, since it started to now, life has been a whirlwind for most people. You know, this hasn't been moving at a slow pace. Life's been pretty quick since COVID popped. And I just think it's not right to really judge people like the way I'm saying, like people judge on the social medias and the names guys like Bill are getting called. It's just like, bruh, people are entitled to believe and to feel how they want to feel about things. And to me, you show more about you with your judgment, and that's just my opinion. But what do I know at the end of the day? But I mean, I'm just not here to judge nobody. If they want to get the jab or they say no to the jab, I ain't judging you either way, man.
Look, I'm judging you. Look, if you barely pass Earth science and you don't know what a sedimentary stone or igneous rock is, I don't want to hear your take on COVID research. All right, it's a lot of opinions out here. I feel you, Bryce. People should do what's best for them, but it's a lot of people out here that have been uninformed their entire life and have now found a way to be informed through memes. Not research, not articles, not talking to a local physician. Memes, something that flashed through their IG story, something that scrolled down their feed, and they're calling this research. I'm judging those folks. If from a Facebook friend or a social media buddy or a story post that got something that you could press a heart on, take the shot. Just go ahead and do what everybody else is doing, because that's not the way to go about life. You can't just get your facts from social media, man.
But then that's where we go assuming that everybody got their facts from social media. And this is what we think about our athletes, and I get that. You know what I mean? It's pretty funny, but it's like that's our assumption, is that everybody, that these guys that aren't getting it, that they just look on their timeline and that's how they form their opinion. And we don't know what they're researching. We don't know what they're reading. And you know what I mean? I read a lot, so I can't judge. I know if you really read scholarly shit, like you can find things to support either side of anything. That's just a fact. So like my man D Money said, the division has been crazy, bro. Like it's been crazy, bro. Like I feel like that's the worst part of this all. Like outside of obviously, people dying from COVID. But like the division it's caused between people that don't want it and that are unsure versus people who are like lining up to get it. It's like, it's tough, man. It's tough, bro.
All right. So
I just want to say this. I just want to say the governor of New York, you suck for what you're doing to the nursing, to the hospital staff members in New York City, for like firing so many nurses, the medical staff for not getting the COVID vaccine. You suck. New York governor sucks.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all heard about the Nicki Minaj?
Yeah. All right. Yo, look, check it. I just want to get in real quick. I just want to get in because this is going to go so many places. I already know. First off, I just want to say I'm glad that we're having this conversation on this show. I've been waiting for a COVID sports crossover so that we can talk about this. It's very important because we all have the group chat. We all kind of know each other's opinions slightly on the whole thing. So I think this is good to talk about. Secondly, my quick take on it. I kind of tend to agree with Bryce and T. I'm somewhere in the middle. I think if you don't want to get the shot, I think you don't even have to explain yourself. Just say, I don't want to get the shot. You don't need to tell me what research you did, we don't need to debate if you're smart or not. We don't need to debate if you read a scholarly book or if you got it from a meme. If you don't want to take the shot, I can't mandate you to take the shot. I'm not your job. I'm just some individual. So if you don't want to take it, that's up to you. But if you're Kyrie Irving, if you're LeBron James, if you're any NBA, NFL professional ball player, and your professional sports league is mandating the shot, or you can't play here, you can't play there, if you don't have the shot, or you have to go through these extra protocols, and you're hurting your team, that's a decision that you got to come up with on your own. I would lean towards just taking the shot because the fact of the matter is the shot's really not going to hurt you. I don't know what meme or scholarly books anyone's read, but at the end of the day, the shot's not going to do more harm to you than it is good to you. So if it's in the way of your money, if it's in the way of your day-to-day life, if you like to travel, if you like to do certain things, it's going to get to a point where it's kind of silly to not take the shot. But again, as far as explaining yourself, if you don't want to take it, if you've done your research for you and you feel like I don't want to take it, just stand on that. But the whole debating it back and forth, that's where we're getting this division. And that to me is silly.
I mean, a lot of it stems from, a lot of people feel like if you just take the vaccine, right, you get the booster or whatever you got to do, life can go back to how it was before. And a lot of people are really struggling right now. They've been struggling all pandemic. So going back to life as it was before probably would be beneficial for some folks. And I get that. So some people are screaming, just take the shot. I know I said just take the shot, but that's if your research is crazy. Some people out here, I know for a fact. I don't know what Bryce talked about, reading these scholarly books. He was doing algebraic expressions earlier. But look, if you don't want to take it, you don't got to take it. If you're unsure, I would say take it. If you don't know, if you can't find any research, follow the crowd in this instance, because we know what happens if potentially if you don't, especially if you're high risk. But if you want to roll the dice, roll the dice. I don't know, man. It's hard to say, but maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Don't.
Hey, look, man.
Don't go back.
I guess my only thing was like with the scholarly articles and scholarly journals is there's information to support either side, and when you see this type of division, there's usually information to support either side. It's like when you have a presidential race. Somehow everybody on one side thinks they're right, and everybody on the other side thinks they're right. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of like that. And if you want information to give you one side or the other, it's out there to be found. Like it is like every single doctor is not saying all the same things. You know what I mean? Like every single medical professional is not saying all the same things. And
Let me
like
put the conversation forward real quick. So what if you have a job? Because we, as we see in New York, where they're saying you have to be vaccinated to come to work. Now what do you do?
That's up to you. That's your personal decision. If you feel like you can survive without said job, if you've got quote unquote money in the bank and you don't need that job, why you got to stay? If you have to have that job to feed your family and you really don't want to get the shot, maybe you should look for another job. Maybe it's time for you to grind it out on your own and become your own boss. You know what I mean? And not have to answer to somebody that tells you what to do at your workplace. Maybe it's that time. But there's always other alternatives. You know what I'm saying? There's always other alternatives. And I'm not telling nobody not to get the shot. Like, hey, it's saving somebody, right? It's saving somebody. You know what I mean? I'm not here to debate that. I'm just here to like say the judgment to people that don't want to do it, to me, is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's just more division. This country has so much division, bro. We're divided amongst so many lines, bro. Democrat, Republican, black, white, Black Lives Matter, and all lives matter. You know what I mean? Like everything that's one-sided has another side in this country, bro, and a whole lot of people that support it. So I'm just not really here to judge anybody, bro. Like I don't really judge the Black Lives Matter people. I don't really judge the All Lives Matter people. I just don't, bro. I just recognize that your own opinion is a result of your own circumstance. You know what I mean? And if you had different circumstances, you would probably have a different opinion. And that's just that's pretty much how it goes the way I believe. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think.
I agree with you on the judgment stuff. I personally think if we had less judgment on the vaccine, we probably have more vaccinated people. But Bryce for president, that's how they get you, bro. That's how they corrupt you right there, man. You start getting that big head. Next thing you know, you get them lobbyists. They're like, yo, Bryce.
Nah, I ain't never trying to be a part of that system, bro.
Yeah, you already know. You already know.
Miss me with that one, bro. But
you're halfway there.
Nah, bro. I just don't got it in me to like judge people constantly, bro. Like I've been there. I've been a guy that judges people before in my life, and like now I just can't do it, man. I just refuse to do it. I try to live by the each his own. We all have our moments where we gonna judge folks, bro. It just is what it is. You see somebody that's different from you in some way, you can give them a snap judgment. But like to each his own, man. There's so many different lots in life. I'm gonna let people live theirs.
All right. Well, how do you feel about a nation's government making the citizens get a vaccine, like forcing them?
I think that's rough, man. I think that's rough, but at the same time, that's like, I hate to say it, but you can always leave the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can leave.
Whoa! Bryce out here on that. Give me liberty or give me death.
Bro, I'm not saying it's always that easy. And I think that's the
Sounding really mega out here, sir.
The worst part of that, from what I've seen so far, it's been the go ahead. from what I've seen so far, it's been the worst. It's been the worst. It's been poor countries that are implementing that. So it's not really countries where somebody may have the means to just get up and leave. They do that in America, and somebody really hates it. You know, even if you're just middle class or lower middle class, you could get up and leave if you really wanted to, because you probably got just enough bread to hop on a plane and start anew. But in these countries where these low GDPs, you know what I'm saying, you can't just get up and leave. And if they implement that in your country and you can't get up and leave, it's rough, bro. It's rough. But you know.
No, you're definitely right. It's a slippery slope, man. When your country starts forcing you to do certain things, it starts to feel like it's infringing upon your freedoms. That's what the you know what I'm saying, the Proud Boys, that's how they
I mean, we could debate this all day though, because there's also like that we might not all have the COVID vaccine, but if we've all gone to public school in this country, we all have some type of vaccine. So they've already implemented these kind of things in some certain way. Really, I don't like pushing the whole take the shot thing, but that's why I was saying it's not worth the debate. Because at the end of the day, I didn't run and get the shot right away. I'll say it. I got this COVID shot eventually. But when I didn't want to get the shot, it wasn't because of a meme or anything I read. It was straight up because I just didn't want to do it yet. You know what I mean? Like I decided to do it when I was ready to do it. So that's really what I think everybody needs to come to grips with. Like the more and more you debate it, the more you like what is. You can't say like, oh, they're trying to microchip us. Like we're all on some type of satellite right now. They can come find us. They already got your address, your social security. They know who you are. You know what I mean? Like it is all these things that people claim, and it's just like if you're gonna go down any of those conspiracies, all those things are kind of already happening before the COVID shot or without the COVID shot.
Look, just to play devil's advocate real quick, yo. Just real quick. And to a certain extent, I agree with you, Ron. You know what I mean? To a certain extent. But on the flip side, right? The vaccines that you already got before this all popped off, the vaccines you've been had floating around in you, they went through trial periods of 5 to sometimes 15 years, bro. Like these are extended trial periods. This one was rolled out in less than a year. So if somebody, not saying me, not saying you, not saying anybody on the panel, just somebody, if somebody has that knowledge where, well, yeah, I did get these vaccines, but it took 5 to 15 years for them to, you know, approve them. And now this one is out in less than a year. I can't be mad at somebody's logic for thinking that way. I
agree with that logic of thinking, but this is the major difference in that. Most of those vaccines were created by one country at a time. COVID shut the entire world down, and all of the world scientists got together to create this vaccine. So it's not a coincidence that this was faster than the other ones.
No, but that doesn't change. No, that when I'm talking about a trial period, that means like they gave it to people, right? And they tracked and monitored those people over 5 to 10 years. You can't fast forward 5 to 10 years to track somebody and how it's working on them. And no matter
how about technology though? Technology now is a lot different than it was back in those days.
45 minutes to cook wings in the oven, then I got an air fryer.
Yeah, exactly.
And nobody questioning the radiation of that air fryer. That's for damn
sure. Exactly.
We all eating radiation daily, you know, not even hip.
I'm not asking anybody to join the TANON, but you should. You know, Ron, you a great thing, right? If you go to public school, you gotta get these vaccines before you get into public school. Why didn't they give me a chance to get sick first? They just decided I needed a vaccine. You gotta think, man. You gotta use your head. They just sticking the babies with the vaccines. They don't even give them a chance to get sick. Come on, man. Coming out one children, man. It's getting on. Y'all not the right color for this type of talk. That's what the problem is.
I already know, bro. I've had these conversations. I had this conversation earlier. I can't even, say where I had it with or who I had it with, because you know how it is. But like,
more mistresses. You got more mistresses, more side pieces. You talking to outside the group? That's what you're telling us.
It's a good conversation to have, but I know one thing: like these conversations can't be had, and that's another thing. Like if everybody's on the same side, the conversation really can't be had because then there's no conversation. So, y'all know with gas, we always going to be here to give y'all different opinions. We're going to have one person play the middle. We're going to have one person take a strong stance, the other person taking an opposing stance. But we really just here to start the conversation because without conversations, we really can't further anybody's knowledge. we really can't inspire anybody to get their own knowledge. You know, you got to have the conversation first. Like the same way the people that are getting their information off of Twitter, off of a timeline, is the same people that is the same way these other people are just getting their information off of the television. You know what I mean? It goes both ways. It's just different avenues of getting your quick information. So by having these conversations, man, I feel like we're able to push people to dig a little deeper. And that's all we can do with Gas Sports for the Culture, man. Because, hey, end of the day, we for the culture.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, and to be serious, you know, everybody, like I think we all alluded to, do what's best for you. Stop arguing. Stop the division, especially around this vaccine stuff. I mean, this is the first time I can think of where a health crisis has divided us. And like Bryce said, man, we got enough division. So let people live their life. I mean, hey.
Fuck it.
I feel like that's a hell of a way to close out right there, man. Let people live their life, man. That's the theme of this episode, man. It should be episode 73, pound. Let people live their life.
I don't know. We started with R. Kelly being guilty, so maybe we need a different title. Maybe we need a different title.
Caption is R. Kelly, pound. Let
He
people
forgot.
hell of a transition.
Hell of a transition.
Oh man, hell of an episode though, fellas. Y'all know what it is, man. Each and every Tuesday, you catch your favorite panel from your favorite sports show, breaking down not only the most popping sports topics, but the most popping culture topics too. We're gonna bring it to y'all each and every Tuesday. We're going for like 73, 74 straight. Hopefully, we give y'all 74 straight more, man. We're not stopping. Gas Sports for the Culture. T, man, tell these people what I forgot.
You forgot to tell them, go get the shot, the Pfizer, the Johnson, the Moderna, get all three at the same time. Look, hey, you can find us anywhere. You can find social media. We didn't get to the Gas Sports fantasy football. I don't know what the standings are right now. Pick them up in the lead, so I know that one for a fact. But yeah.
That's not going to last.
Spotify, Apple, the website. We got gas merch. We got hats, shirts, rubber bands. Appreciate everybody for the support. Did I miss anything?
Yes. You forgot to tell the world that Bryce lost in both his big leagues. He lost once to Rome, and then he lost to me after I finally sat down to Sean Watson.
Bro, the only reason I lost you is I forgot to bench my running back. You saw that, but I'm gonna give you that. I'm a little salty.
I think you trying to sell my team. You don't want to.
You know what? When they beat me, it's like they Super Bowl, man. So I'm gonna give you a ring for this one, man.
Well, make sure you mail it up jersey.
Hey, man. So I guess that's it, man. Hey, thanks for rocking with us. It's been a great show, my man. D Money in the comments, James.
Hey, I liked it.
Big Shirley, everybody. Let's end it how we always do, man. Sports for the culture.
Sports for the culture.
Depois de falar cultura.